Hello, hello, it's Helen. It's stretch and balance, 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not going to use any special equipment, but I think I'll concentrate on the back for stretches this afternoon. So I will be going down on the floor for stretches. I think we'll run through the Super 6 again for balances, because we can, even though they are very simple, they're extremely effective, and we can make all of them harder with some options. So I will just give it a few seconds. I'll get started. We'll just have a very brief warm up, because we're not really using these muscles to the effect that we're going to be straining them. We're using them so that we can retrain our brains with the balance work, and we're using them so that we can increase our flexibility with the stretches. So we don't really need to warm up in the same way that you might for other fitness classes. Thankful that I live on top of a hill today, but I do live on top of the hill that has Bakewell on one corner and Matlock on another and Roseley on another. So every which way is a puddle down below today. So very sincere thanks to all the people that were out all night helping people try not to be flooded, and really just lots of good wishes to go out to anyone that has found themselves in that predicament again, especially if it's again. Just can't, my heart goes out to you, it truly does. Right, let's just do some simple warm-ups. As I say, don't need to do very much, but they're sort of warm-up stretches anyway. We're going to start by just standing, or you can be sitting. You can be sitting in your best posture. So that means that you've got nice soft knees, your pelvis, if you're standing, is tucked forward, your tummy's pulled in, you're pulling up that pelvic floor at all times, you're extending your back upwards, you're growing about a centimetre by standing as if you're being pulled from the neck up. In fact, as if someone's pulling a string on top of your head, up, up, up. If you do that, you will grow a centimetre or two. So your shoulders are relaxed and your head's up high, and we're just going to start by turning the head, just the head, leave the shoulders facing me, round to the right. And then slowly turn that head round to the left. Just do it slowly. We're going to go to the right again, and to the left. Now we're going to try and create double chins by dropping this head. And then lift the head and then tip it backwards, really gently, carefully, with nice relaxed shoulders. Just relax and then bring it forwards again. We're going to take the right ear, to the right shoulder, just so you've relaxed these shoulders and you're tipping this head over. My head doesn't go very far, you might be able to go right over to that shoulder. And then we're going to come up to the middle, make sure you're standing in that best posture, tummy in, pelvic floor up, and left ear to the left shoulder. Try and relax these shoulders. Come back up to the middle, and we'll take our right ear down towards the right shoulder, and then very slowly we're going to roll the chin around the chest. Very slowly to the other side. And one more time to the right. And bring everything up to the middle. Right, we're going to move down a bit. So this time we are going to move the shoulders. We're going to keep the hips facing forwards. So we'll take the arms out wide. They're going to twist round. Shoulders are twisting round. Head's twisting round. We'll go to the left and turn everything above the waist to the left. Leave the hips facing forwards. sweep across the front and round to the right. This time we'll bring the hips in as well, so we're twisting through the whole body round to the left from the ankles up. And back to the middle and the other way. And back to the front. We're going to take both hands up in the air and just reach up. Oh, that'll be my light. Reach up as far as you can. And then bring these hands down. Take the right hand up and reach the left hand down the side. Reaching the right hand up. And then take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to take that right hand over the top and the left hand down a bit further down that leg. And then take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to cross the right foot over the right leg and reach again as you breathe out. So it's just deepening that stretch in 2 moves. So we're going to take the left hand up into the air and take the right hand down the leg. So it's up and down. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, take the left hand over the top and the right hand will go a bit further down that leg. And then take a deep breath in and cross the left foot over the right foot, and you'll go a little bit further as you breathe out. Lovely stretch up the sides, in the spine. So, Super 6 balance. I assume you've probably got a chair somewhere near you. So we will just use a chair just for a second. I'm going to use this piano stool. So, Super 6, you're sitting down, and doesn't matter how you're sitting at the moment, but you're just going to march forwards until your bottom is somewhere near the edge of the chair. You're going to take these feet back a bit, maybe so that you can feel the chair legs on the back of your heels, nice and wide. You're going to lean forwards and stand up, and then sit down again. If you need to push off or steady yourself as you're getting up, absolutely fine. If not, we're just going to stand up and sit down. Now, if you're doing it and you're finding it very easy, I want you to do it really slowly and controlled and not drop onto that seat at all. You'll know what your level is. You'll know whether this is easy for you or not. If it's tricky, or you know that actually getting upstairs or getting up and down from the chair is getting harder for you, then just doing it is fantastic. If it's easier, then really controlling it is what you're aiming for. Don't drop at any stage. Control it all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. That last little bit, control it and sit. You'll feel it everywhere. And you'll really work every muscle that you need to do. So you're pulling these tummies in all the time, and we're just standing up and sitting down. You want to aim to do this as a strength and balance exercise about 30 times, morning and night if you can do that. But every time you get up, if you just get up 3 or 4 or 5 times instead of once, that will build strength and balance in these legs. And this is the power move. This is the functional power move that you need for getting in and out of chairs, getting in and out of cars, getting up and down stairs. And whether you're 75, 80 already, or whether you're in your 40s and 50s, it comes to us all. These things become harder, and the sooner you can start doing exercises like these, the easier it is in the future. Okay, we don't need to do 30 today. I'm just labouring a point, explaining to you why these things are super important. So the next one is the, don't know where I need to be if you see my feet properly. It's the up for 3, down for 5, up onto the toes. So pulling these tummies in, standing nice and tall. We're going to come up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're really controlling that. Up, 2, 3. Now there's, oh, I've not done it that time. There I am, I'm up. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to stop counting but keep doing it. So keep doing it. There is no excuse to not fit this into your day. Every time you clean your teeth, you wash your hands, you put the kettle on, you're doing the washing up, you can be doing a few of these sneaky little exercises. You want to do them in sets of 10, and again, they're just amazing. They get your ankles wobbling, they give you that strength to be able to lift up into your toes and back down. I've improved at these since I've been doing them just for stretch and balance, because I found these really hard, and I'm actually managing to do them now, which I'm really pleased about, I have to say. So we're aiming for about 10 of those. The next one, which I really find very problematic because I've got bad flexibility in my ankles, my ankle flexors. So we're going to come up onto our heels, bring our toes up for 3 and back down for 5. I'll give it a go. I might have to hang on to the radiator. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might just have to accept my version of it and do your own perfect version. Try not to stick this bottom out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, I think there's just all sorts of reasons that I can make up reasons why I just find that super difficult. They all stem back from my ridiculous knee. I'll try another one without holding on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my aim, isn't it? To be able to do these exercises on stretch and balance and not wobble over. But it just shows I'm one of the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're aiming for 10 of these. We've got the stand-up sit-downs, we've got toe raises, heel raises, and then we've got just one foot, I'll go sideways, one foot in front of the other, just standing. So this might be super easy. Your heel is touching your toe and you're just standing, and if that's really easy, don't forget there's always that wide leg step out move. If that's super easy, you're turning your head from side to side, and if that's super easy, you're shutting your eyes. And you can turn your head as well. It really disorientates you if you turn your head and shut your eyes. You see, I've got my eyes shut and I'm wobbling, and all that wobbling in the ankles is really good learning. Just remember that wide leg stance to save you if you have a proper wobble and you need to go to a wide, safe base. So we'll change over to the other foot being in front, and again, if that's super easy, you're turning your head from side to side, and if that's really easy, you're shutting your eyes, and then whatever you need to do to get a bit of wobble going in those ankles but not be falling over. Wobbling is what you want to do. A little bit of shuddering, a little bit of wobbling. There's no point doing it if you're not getting a wobble, because that means you're not teaching yourself anything. Okay, so do that, hold it for 30 seconds on each side, perhaps a minute. The fifth exercise, that was the fourth, the fifth one is an extension of that, and we're just going to walk in a straight line, heel to toe, touching heel to toe, one foot in front of the other. And again, if that's really easy, you're going to look from side to side. And if that's really easy, you're going to make sure there are no obstacles and you're going to shut your eyes. You have to decide your own level of risk and your own level of difficulty. But I defy anyone to be able to just do it with their eyes shut without having a wobble, and that's what we're going for, just a little ankle wobble. So if I turn my head from side to side, there we go, I have a little bit of a wobble as if I'm walking on a tightrope. So you would aim to do that for a minute or two and just get that wobbling going, get that proprioception relinked. It's not something you can train by meaning to do it. You have to not think about it and let the mind take over. All very clever. So that's the first 5. The last one is, oh, there we go, standing on one leg. We did this last week. So if that's hard enough, you just stand there. You might just want to touch something just for a little bit of mental support. If that's too easy, you're turning your head from side to side. If that's too easy, you're shutting your eyes. You can start doing knees to arabesques or warrior threes if you're putting your hand out in front and you like a bit of yoga. But the idea is to balance on one leg for 90 seconds. We'll just do the other leg for completeness. We're not doing 90 seconds on here because it just takes up too much of my time. We've already done 15 minutes on the Super 6, which is perfect because it deserves to have half of the time today. As I say, you can turn your head from side to side, you can shut your eyes, just embrace the wobbles, remembering that wide leg stance if you need it. You can do knees to warrior 3, whatever you need to do to make it difficult for you and get that wobble going in that ankle. It really doesn't matter. It's all about relinking what's up here and what's down there. And a bit of it's about leg strengthening, this standing leg, isn't it? So we'll just do a bit longer on that leg, because I don't think we did. I think we did a little bit longer on the other leg. I wasn't counting. Can't count if there's no music. I can only count in strings of 8. Right, let's take that down. Okay, so we're going to take that into some stretches. So we'll start with some back stretches standing up. I'll go sideways. We're going to take the chin to the chest, and then vertebrae by vertebrae we're going to roll down with the chin as close to the chest and lower down the chest and tummy as you can get until you're sort of dropped. So if we start, you're rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. See, I can't speak while I'm doing this. Trying to keep everything as close in and rolling down that spine. So you're going to end up with a stretch up the back of your legs and a lovely stretch down your spine. So just let these hands drop. Doesn't matter where you get to. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, so pulling that tummy button into the spine and trying to roll up as tightly as you can to standing. We'll do that one more time. So chin to the chest and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Pull that tummy button in. And you sort of collapse that bit when you get there. And then roll it down. And then as we go back up, roll it up, pull that tummy in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, straighten up the hips, and then do the last little bit. And we're up. Then I'm going to take it down to the floor. So come slowly down to the floor, and we're just going to do some back extensions. So you're lying on your front, get rid of that, and just First, we're going to send our hands as far out in front as possible. Feet are on the floor, but your legs are straight and your feet are flat. The tops of your feet are flat on the floor. And we're just going to lift the hands off. You're going to drop your head so you're looking at the floor. You could call it a Superman pose on the floor. Your feet are on the floor and your hands are off. Now, if that's enough for you, leave it there. Otherwise, take your feet off as well. So you've got hands off and feet off. And drop them down and lift them up. Whether it's just hands or hands and feet, we're going to go slowly up and drop them down and lift them up and drop them down and lift them up and drop them down and lift them up. Last time. Just hold it, keep breathing and drop them down. Then we're going to roll slowly over onto our backs. We're going to take our feet off the ground, knees at 90 degrees, take your hands out to the side, and we're going to drop our legs over to one side, turn and face the other, and then in a controlled way, bring everything up to the middle and drop it to the other side. The sort of more intense version of this is legs straight. You can cross the ankles and you do the same thing. Really control the legs down and then bring them up and back to the other side. They're sort of back stretches, stretching twists, and also strength in the back and the core at the same time. So whether you've got bent legs or straight legs, if it's all too much, just pop your feet on the floor and do it with bent legs with your feet on the floor. That is the lowest option. So you can go from one side to the other with your feet on the floor. But you pick your option and we'll just do one more each side, nice and slowly. So bring it up to the middle and down to the other side. Really slowly, really controlled. And back up. Okay, so bring these feet hip width apart, and what we're going to do is from the bottom up to the top is vertebrae by vertebrae, lift, roll our spine off the mat till we're up on our feet and shoulders. So everyone's got a flat bit somewhere in their spine. Really concentrate on that flat bit. Mine's right at the bottom. Trying to curl those bits that just don't want to curl, and super slowly. So let's start. So we're curling. You're right down at your coccyx. You're just doing those T vertebrae at the bottom. You're going into your lumbers. You're rolling up really slowly. Your hips are up. You're rolling up through the top vertebrae. You might have to reposition your feet. And you're coming right up onto these shoulders. And once you're fully up onto your shoulders and you've got an arch in your back, you're going to turn your shoulders so that you start rolling back down, vertebrae by vertebrae back onto the floor. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Try and, in your mind, feel each vertebrae. I'm coming to my flat bit, touching the carpet or floor or mat one by one until you're right down at the bottom. Okay, we'll do it one more time, up and down. So you start from your coccyx, tuck that under, roll it up, roll it slowly, slowly. You've got to pull your tummy in, you've got to pull your tummy in. It doesn't work if you don't pull the tummy in. And you're going right up onto those shoulders. Right up. Tummy's in, bum's sucked up, hips are right in the air. Okay, we're going to start from the top. So you're rolling from the very top, vertebrae by vertebrae, back down. Everything's curving the other way. Back down. Slowly, slowly, all the way back down to your coccyx. And that is super great work. While we're down here, we can grab a foot up to the side if you can. Try and get that knee low to the floor, and that's going to stretch out your quads and put an interesting twist into that leg. Obviously, if you've got hip issues, if you've got knee issues, you may not be able to do this, but if you've got healthy legs, then it's a super twisty stretch all the way through that leg. We'll let that foot go down, and we'll take the other foot up the side. Let's see what I can do with this side. So, try and get that knee as close to the floor as possible. And try and get the foot as close to the bottom as possible. Now, I can't get my foot really close to my bottom on this side, but I can still feel that stretch in my quads, and it's super lovely. And the more I drop my knee down, the more I feel it. It shouldn't hurt, it should just be a big stretch. So let's take that foot down. And then we can slowly, slowly, see if you can do this, roll yourself up using your tummy to sitting. And then starting from the spine downwards, we're going to roll ourselves back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. So we'll roll the shoulders and vertebrae by vertebrae take us up and off the mat. And then from here, we'll just do 2 minutes more. If you can pop your feet together along the soles, you do that. Otherwise, you can sit with your feet crossed in a crossed leg position. And we're just going to hook our knees with our elbows and just press gently down, opening up those hip flexors. You're just sort of holding those ankles, pressing down into those knees with the elbows. We're going to take a deep breath in. And then we're going to breathe out and push down a little bit more. Just relax into it. Allow the hips to open up. Then from here, we can go on to hands and knees. And we can raise up an arch like a cat. And then we can slowly do the opposite and dip. So we'll cat arch and dip. One more arch and dip. Up and down. And from here we can go on to hands and feet. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae like we did at the beginning. Roll up slowly, slowly, chin left. Take your feet really wide and take a deep breath in and stretch up tall and out and in. Last one. And out. And that is it for another week. I hope you've done some lovely stretching. Certainly done some good core work, and See you next week.